Hi, everybody. We are live. There we go. We are in Houston, Texas. It is 97 degrees. Summer's hot in Houston town.
So hot.
But I did swim my mile this morning in an outdoor pool that was like a warm bath. And we had a healthy lunch. We're trying to stay healthy out here. We are on the road. We did the broadcast last Sunday from a hotel room in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And we signed off of the broadcast, turned the lights out, put an eye mask on, put earplugs in, and took about a 40-minute power nap, got up, went to sound check, and then went to grab a dinner, quick tacos in Fayetteville. And right when we sat down in a little outdoor cafe for tacos, it started raining hard. And our guitars and all of our gear was on stage outside at the venue. We're like, oh,
We made a horrible mistake.
Do we run back there and try to save it, or do we just hope that the crew has their eye on it? So we wolfed our tacos down. I left a tamale with enchilada sauce on the table.
Sauce. Not just enchilada sauce.
Mole sauce. I said, I can't eat. We got to go back. And so we wolfed what we could, went back, and the incredible crew of the Fayetteville audio team, Fayetteville Roots promoter Brian and his fantastic crew had taken everything off the stage just because they saw a cloud. And we were completely protected and fine. But we learned a lesson. Do not leave guitars and gear on an outside stage in the summer if there's no cover. So you always learn more in this business. We had a great show that night. I was on stage thinking, this is good as it gets. It was outside. There were 190 people seated. Sold a lot of books, met a lot of people. It was really awesome. And we had a tremendous night in Fayetteville. And then we went on to, where do we go? Dallas. We played a sweet little bookstore in the Bishop's Arts District of Dallas, which I knew nothing about.
Me either. It was so great.
You're a Texan, right?
I had no idea. We had the best popsicles ever.
We found a great part of Dallas,
my
Texas.
gosh.
It's called Bishop's Arts District. Lots of little mom and pop restaurants and cafes.
Second line band.
Second line band playing in a bar, all brass. Really cool place to play and eat, hang out. We played a bookstore called Wild Detectives. It was a tiny little gig outside, a handful of people, but the bookstore owner couldn't have been nicer. We're kind of doing hybrids, bookstores and music clubs. And after Dallas, we went to Austin. And for the first time ever, I played the Saxon Pub. And that was tremendous.
It was so much fun.
It was a socially distanced indoor show. It wasn't packed out. It was probably about 70 people. And we had a really good time. And the sound couldn't have been better.
Richard.
Saw some old friends. It felt like a homecoming. And then we came to Houston. We played on Friday night here. And then we played last night here. And after today's broadcast, I'm going to fly home. Jaimee's going to move on to the next phase of her process, which is a photo shoot for her record that's going to be ready to go probably at the end of this week. And so we're out here working. We do have Michele with us today. We were able to get his camera on. We had a moment of panic because his camera wouldn't come on, but we did
It's a tradition. We have to have something go wrong.
Yeah, we had to have something go wrong. We had
every time.
Turn it off and turn it back on solution, and it worked. So reboot. When in doubt, reboot. We are on the road hot and heavy. And so this is probably our last Sunday for a while. We are really traveling. It's hot out here.
Yeah.
And the stuff is heavy.
That was just great. That was a great phrase.
It's hot and heavy out here. We're carrying hardcover books. We got 10 cases of books that we brought with us, and it's, dragging them from town to town is heavy. And, 97 degrees here in Houston right now. So it's hot and it's heavy. So we're on the road every Sunday for the foreseeable future, at least to mid-November. So this will probably be our last Sunday with Mary's for a while. And it makes me sad. I'm going to miss everybody. And it makes me happy because musicians are going back to work. And it makes me nervous because we have a variant that is spreading like crazy. And I don't know what the future will hold for those of us out on the road. So we're all living under this cone of uncertainty, which is a phrase that is usually linked with hurricanes. But if this pandemic has been anything, it's been a hurricane. So I'm going to start today's show reading. And that's what we've been doing on the road is reading and playing, a hybrid mix of book, story, and song. So I'm going to kick it off with a story. And this is the story from the chapter called Mercy Now. I talk about writing the song Mercy Now and the backstory of Mercy Now. Each chapter of the book is a song. There's 13 chapters, 13 songs. So this is from the Mercy Now chapter. And my book is both a memoir and an exploration of the creative process. And the publisher saw fit to say it's about the redemptive power of song, which I think is cool, in big red letters on the back of the book. And it's my take on songwriting as well as my story. So this is a story I'm going to read that took place at the Nashville Rescue Mission. I was asked to perform Mercy Now for a packed room of homeless men. The Nashville Rescue Mission is located right next door to the Nashville City Winery. And it's a religious, faith-based homeless shelter. And so I start this story with, I close my eyes when I sing. I tell myself I do it to focus on note placement, pitch, and the meaning of the words. I want to feel my lyrics, not act them out. This is true, but truer still, I close my eyes because I'm not comfortable looking at people when I sing. When asked why he closed his eyes when he sang, Townes Van Zandt said, well, if the audience closed their eyes, I wouldn't have to. I love that.
I love that too.
So here's the reason we feel vulnerable sometimes singing with our eyes open. The human voice is the most unguarded of instruments. It is different from a trumpet, a piano, a guitar. Voice lives inside the body, in the throat, in the lungs, deep inside the chest. It lives close to the heart. Maybe it's because I'm not a trained vocalist. I'm not a singer. Singing makes me feel exposed and vulnerable. Some say my singing is an acquired taste. One thing is for sure. I've never had the ability to hold a note like some singers and bring an audience to their feet, all screaming, hell yeah. All this is to say, I know my voice suits my songs and it conveys emotion. I sing convincingly, and for that, I'm grateful. But I have no sonic fig leaf to hide behind. My fear of looking people in the eye when I sing feels absolutely primal. I close my eyes to protect my heart. There are moments on stage, eyes closed, when I leave my body and fully enter the music. These moments are blissful. Time and space widen, deepen, and then they disappear. In these moments, I merge with the song. This liberation from self is akin to the narcotic high I fell in love with back when I was a drug addict. But with dope, the need for more always kicked in, and there was never enough. With singing, the freedom from self is real, and it's one of the great joys of performing. When my eyes are closed, I just let go and I become one with the song. It's a private moment that happens in public. It's a feeling not unlike falling in love. Singing with my eyes closed feels right and good and sometimes even blissful. I've never really questioned it until the night I was invited to perform at the Nashville Rescue Mission in the summer of 2016. When I arrived, the auditorium was already overflowing. There was not a single empty seat, and men stood in the back, along the sides, and against the wall, waiting for music. The overcrowded room grew very warm. It smelled of unwashed bodies, dirty clothes, urine, and early-stage gangrene. Some men nodded out in the metal folding chairs, their heads resting on their chests. Others talked to themselves, mumbling. Gospel singer Wayne Settles kicked it off with his big gospel voice and full band. He soon had the men of all races, ages, and backgrounds smiling, clapping, singing, some raising their hands up in the air. There were crutches, walkers, leg braces, back braces, and bandages. There were long gray beards and tattered, ill-fitting, dirty clothes. And to my surprise, there were also younger men, well-kept, in clean clothes, who stared at the floor. They too slept at the mission. When Wayne was done, a preacher took the podium and read from Corinthians. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Men responded, yes, 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 amen. I was invited then to close the show, voice and guitar only, with a single song, Mercy Now. I knew I could not close my eyes tonight. The men sitting in front of me had all been looked over and left behind. I could not be one more person who looked away. I had to meet their eyes as I sang. I prayed for courage. Then I sang, my Father could use a little mercy now. I looked directly into the face of a man in the front row. Our eyes met. He nodded gently. I nodded back. He smiled. I was not expecting the mutuality, but it turns out I needed it. I glanced at the man beside him. His face was disfigured. Grafted skin covered the area where his right eye once was. No matter. I looked directly into his misshapen face and sang, the fruits of his labor fall and rot slowly on the ground. He returned my gaze, nodded yes, his one eye perfectly capable of reciprocity. I kept going. I looked into the eyes of the next fellow and the next. I'd get a yes, a grin, a green light. As I scanned the room, I realized there was nothing to fear here tonight. There was no need to protect my heart. These men and me, we all needed the same things. Hope, empathy, acknowledgement, respect. Their nods, their grins, their faces said, sing, Mary, sing. Sing us the good news. Sing to us of mercy. Sing of forgiveness. Show us your heart that we might feel our own. They craved the mercy I sang of, desperately needed it. My eyes reflected back, yeah, me too, boys, me too. Chapter 11, a little story. I fill the book with stories and connect the songs with my life story and things that have happened along the way. So let's play a song.
Sure.
Everything okay?
Yeah. Let's just do our little.
Oh, we got to hit the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have the headphones today, so we got to change a button when we sing and unchange it when we talk. So Michele is with us today. He's in his room in Italy, and we'll be coming to you with him in a few minutes. What would you like to play, Harris?
Yeah, I have no.
Well, we've never done it before, but let's start with Mercy Now.
I kind of had a feeling that's where you were going.
You know my mind.
I don't always.
You know it as well as I do.
Last night when you were like, what's the first line? And I was like, what song are we playing? Do you remember?
Oh, I was on stage last night.
Last night you were
And
playing.
I was starting Cigarette Machine.
Yeah, and I was like, I never know if it's Cigarette Machine or Another Train. Or
That's the same chords. Yeah, I
a-
started Cigarette Machine and I like dropped the first line. I couldn't think of the first line. I'm like, what's the first line? And Jaimee goes, what song are we playing? I'm like, Cigarette Machine. She's stumbling past your house. Oh yeah, stumbling.
I never know till you start singing actually which one we're playing.
She functions as my memory sometimes. Well, my father sure could use a little mercy now. The fruits of his labor falling right slowly on the ground. His work is almost over. Won't be long, he won't be around. I love my father. He could use some mercy now. And my brother sure could use a little mercy now. He's a stranger to freedom, shackled to his fear and doubt. The pain that he lives in, it's almost more than living will allow. I love my brother. He could use some mercy now. My church and my country, they could use a little mercy now. As they sink into a poison pit, it's gonna take forever to climb out. They carry the weight of the faithful who follow them down. I love my church and country. They could use some mercy now. Every living thing could use a little mercy now. Only the hand of grace can end the race towards another mushroom cloud. There's people in power who'll do anything to keep their crown. I love life, life itself could use some mercy now. Did I do every living thing yet?
I think so.
Every living thing could use a little mercy now. Only the hand of grace can end the race towards another mushroom cloud. There's people in pout, who'll do anything to keep their crown. I love life itself could use some mercy now. Yeah, we all could use a little mercy now. I know we don't deserve it, but we need it anyhow. We hang in the balance, we dangle between hell and hallowed ground. And every single one of us could use some mercy now. Yes, every single one of us could use some mercy now. I have extra air. Swimming laps gives me more air. Very, very excited about that. It's so good to be with y'all today. This is so incredibly bittersweet.
I know.
When we started it was 14, 15 months.
16, I think it was 16 months.
When we started it 16 months ago, we had no idea what we were doing. We had no idea we would do it every week. We didn't have a plan. We were trying something new. The StreamYard technology was brand new to us, and we figured out right away we could have a guest. So we brought our dear friend Ben Glover on. He was our first guest.
Yeah.
He's one of my tried and true long-term co-writers. A wonderful singer-songwriter. And then we started bringing friends on every Sunday.
And then we had our friend Brad Bond make us a poster and a logo. We got official.
It became a thing. We were able to hang out with our friends virtually in lockdown and introduce our friends to y'all week after week. One of the things that I learned doing it is I'm so rich in friends. It's been astonishing to me to see the number of people that just wanted to hang out with.
And it was cool to hear like how everyone was approaching the pandemic differently. Like Lynn Miles talking about how she was kind of uninspired and found it really difficult to write. And then, you know, Richard Shindell, who was writing all of this poetry and giving us the perspective from where he was in the world. And then Butch Hancock in the desert, just like bringing so much joy to all. It was really cool to see how every artist, every writer was living through the pandemic in their own way.
Gosh, Butch and Jimmy Dale. James McMurtry.
I can't even. I still can't believe. I mean, of course James came on the show because I'm still freaking out about it. That was so great.
We love James.
Oh my gosh, that was like a bucket list.
It was amazing
situation for me.
We had Rodney Crowell join us.
Rodney was on.
His camera wouldn't come on.
No,
we panicked. It was terrifying.
But he was totally cool.
He was cool. He's always cool. He is cool.
He is cool.
It's been a 16-month journey, and we never expected it. We didn't know what we were doing.
And I love too, like I feel like our show, like I love now that we've been out in the world a little bit, someone will say like, oh, I didn't know about Betty Sue, and then I started going to her show online, and then she has a guest every week, and she turned me on to Bonnie Whitmore, who has a show where she has a guest every week. So like some people really expanded their their knowledge of
yeah,
songwriters,
introducing people is a really beautiful thing.
That's like I
Making
love that.
connections. Yeah,
That's my jam.
yeah. We try to do it now that we're out on the road again, but we're just really in travel exhausted. And getting the internet stable in hotel rooms and uncertain environments is so risky. And if we're in a car, we can't do it. And if we're on a plane, we can't do it. If we're out of the country, we can't do it. We are going to Denmark in a couple of weeks, and we're in motion. I'm teaching again in person, which is cool. I got a workshop this weekend in Nashville with 20 songwriters coming in to town. They'll be teaching next week at the Rocky Mountain Folk Festival in person. So it just, we would do it once a month if we could, but we can't consistently do it. But maybe we'll come up with something that's doable as time goes on. We're gonna miss all y'all. This is truly a bittersweet experience.
Yeah.
We're really grateful for this connection, and it's global. There's people that have been with us every week from so many different countries.
They saw our fights. Remember
we had a big fight on. We had an on-screen fight. If I remember right, that was your fault.
It was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
It was my fault. Because I was listening on a different device or something, so I was like a minute and a half. I was 90 seconds behind you. It was my fault. I was not.
It wasn't your fault.
It was my fault.
Well, yeah, it wasn't. It was nobody's fault. It was just a timing thing. I think I was expressing some heartfelt thing, and you burst into laughter at something else that was happening. Maybe
that had happened because I was 90 seconds behind.
Yeah, and I got
so
mad.
I was in what was happening like on the live stream in real time, and then you were, not in real time. Anyways, it was.
We were in two different realities that clashed. And this is why couples fight, isn't it?
But it's like we really, all of us on the stream, we've like been writing.
Just human, just really human. This isn't a show. This is just us being us. The grasses are swaying, sun's going down, music's playing. You're weaving through town, pulling into the driveway. Toss it and park. Stare out of the windshield, out into the world. All for the love of a reckless girl who left you with a second place smile and a broken heart. And the street lights are starting to flicker light. They glow for a minute, then they get bright. Fireflies light up, circle and spark. You climb back in, fire the ignition, put your hands on the wheel, head into the distance, between the daylight and the dark. front porch flies lie themselves down like forgotten soldiers or old wedding gowns in closets unopened and graves without any marks. As the night curtains lower behind the rooftops, shadows dance across the sidewalks, ricochet off of the houses like pieces of art. And your mind is reeling as the sky is changing all you're feeling. You're rearranging the rest of your life like lines on a sailor's chart. You climb back in, fire the ignition, place your hands on the wheel, head into the distance between the daylight and the dark. I'm going to read another passage. I call this one Nashville. All right, here we go. The first year I lived in Nashville, I was invited to a music party. Let me try that again. The first year I lived in Nashville, I was invited to a party at music photographer Jim McGuire's house that became a song circle with Guy Clark, Lyle Lovett, John Hyatt, Joe Ely, Steve Earle, and Nancy Griffith. It was a wonderful night, and I was on the edge of my seat, desperately wanting to go from being in the audience to swapping songs with that group of legends. I knew I was in deep waters, the new kid in town, but oh, how I longed to sit in that circle. I'd deeply admired everyone in it for years. As the music was winding down, Nancy looked over and asked, "Mary, would you play us a song?" I knew Nancy because I'd opened a string of shows for her a month prior. I was absolutely thrilled when she invited me to play. I sat in the chair she offered, took her guitar into my hands, and played Our Lady of the Shooting Stars. The other songwriters closed their eyes and nodded as I played. Some smiled. No wild applause, no pyrotechnics when the song ended, but the smiles and nods made me feel like I belonged. I still had a long way to go, but joining that circle was validation that moving to Nashville had been a good decision. Holding my own in that circle of songwriters whose records I owned and whose careers I followed gave me confidence. Being around songwriters I deeply admired humanized them and made the star I was reaching for feel less distant. When I was done, I handed Nancy her guitar back. She shook her head and said, "Keep it." I froze, holding her engraved signature Sunburst Taylor 612 cutaway guitar in midair, question marks in both of my eyes. "It's yours," she said. "When I moved to Nashville, Harlan Howard gave me his guitar. I'm giving you mine." I was speechless, but somehow found the courage to say, "Would you sign it?" I love that part. And she did. She signed it for Mary, because you will sing. I found out later it's an old Nashville tradition to pass on a guitar. It's an attempt to stay on the good side of the muse and the mystery. Some songwriters believe it is one way to keep songs flowing. Harlan gave Nancy one of his guitars because he felt there were no more songs left in it for him, but there might be some inside it for her. Nancy had done the same for me. Welcome to Nashville, kid. Remember to stay on the good side of mystery and paradox. They are your wheelhouse now. Our Lady of the Shooting Stars, was that you last night? Did we dance a whispered waltz? Did I hold you in my sight? When morning came with open arms, she lifted you from me. Sunlight burned my eyes away, and now I cannot see. Our Lady of the Shooting Stars, as I face the early light, all that I can think of now is joining you in flight. But I have followed gypsies, girl, lost my way home, held the phoenix to my chest and ended up alone. If I move to you, will you move to me? If I move to you, will you move to me? Our Lady of the Shooting Stars, teach me how to know. Wanna feel my thoughts go dark and rest inside your flow. I'll awaken without fear, breathe the cool, clean air with your words on my lips. Your will is my prayer. And if I move to you, will you move to me? If I move to you, will you move to me? Our Lady of the Shooting Stars, look what you've done. You led me to the water's edge, running from the sun. Or you in the briny mist, do seagulls scream your name, their wings suspended by your love, or do I reach in vain? If I move to you, will you move to me? If I move to you, will you move to me? Our Lady of the Shooting Stars. Jaimee Harris, would you bless us with a song?
Okay. Sure. Happy to. Well, I was thinking about as we were recapping the past 16 months, and it's been cool. I was writing up a little post for my Patreon folks today, the folk and roll folks, and I was thinking about how it's been really interesting finally getting a chance to take these songs that we've been playing over the live streams that are new and playing them live.
Playing them in front of audience.
In front of an audience, because it's my first experience playing them to a crowd of people that actually don't know me. You know what I mean? Because every time I've played songs, I've been basically playing them for my friends in Austin or for small, like,
we're in front of people right now, town to town, that are being introduced to you.
exactly, which is a whole different experience because, as you know, like, the songs kind of settle in as you play them live. They kind of take on,
You get muscle memory.
exactly, and they just,
They take off.
They take off. They start to fly. But there's this, like, the little,
The
it's
little
like,
infancy stage in the beginning.
not
It's
even
nervous.
infancy. It's like that stage with chickens, like when they're in between being a chick and a full-on chicken, and they're kind of got the long
Wobbly,
neck
yeah.
and like the weird feathers. I feel like that's kind of where a lot of these songs are. But it was so cool to have an opportunity to share these with all the folks on the Sunday show first, because that gave me a lot of courage to keep going with these songs and to make a record.
Yeah.
I mean, without this, I probably would still be like stuck, like spinning, kind of spinning in the what do I do phase. So I just want to thank all you guys for giving me so much courage over the past 16 months. And I feel like it really kind of came into focus with this song. Love is gonna come again, maybe when you're not quite looking, maybe tonight, my friend, maybe when you're driving, love will call and you will fall into a place you never thought you could fit in. Love is gonna come again. No, you don't believe me yet, stuck inside your head, wonder what you could have said in that bed. Love will find you and remind you of the things you thought you'd give up feeling. Love is gonna come again. I know it hurts like hell right now, and only you know how. No one can tell you when. Oh, but love is gonna come again. Lying in your sheets alone, hiding from your telephone as it echoes through your empty home. No way of knowing if you'll have anything close to what you had then. Love is gonna come again. I know it hurts like hell right now, and only you know how. No one can tell you when. Oh, but love is gonna come again. Joy will find its way to you. Maybe it'll come with the morning dew, right where those flowers grew and butterflies flew, and on their wings they always bring the kind of peace to ease your grieving. Love is gonna come again. Oh, love is gonna come again.
Such a good song.
Thank you. Written with my friend Graham Weber, I should say.
And whom you'll be performing with this week's.
Yeah, on Tuesday, and I think they might be live streaming the show. I'll have to look into that.
Great. Follow Jaimee's socials, and she'll post the link of a live stream of the Tuesday night show with Graham Weber, her co-writer of that song.
And I know for sure the Thursday night show with Bonnie Whitmore is going to be live streamed.
And
That's
she'll
for
be
sure.
playing Thursday night as well with Bonnie Whitmore at
The Continental Gallery.
the Continental Gallery live stream. And I am getting on a plane after this live stream, heading back to Nashville, and preparing for several book Zoom events this week. And also, I've got songwriters coming in on Wednesday night, and we'll start a songwriting workshop Thursday, Friday, Saturday in person. Our first one in 16 months in person.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, I think we should go to Italy. We haven't been to Italy in a while.
Yes. Welcome to Italy, my friends.
Where are the t-shirts? Where are the t-shirts?
Soon. I can hear some echo for some reason. Yes, be careful with the button and the technical stuff.
Thank you for reminding me, Michele.
There we go. We have to hit the button.
Oh, this is better. So now I tell it again. Welcome to Italy, so everybody can really hear it. And yes, I was reading this book too these days. That is
Maestro,
always
thank you.
a great book, and I love it. And at some point in this book, you say that it's also on the back cover that songs have the power to repair hearts and heal souls. That's great, and that's so true. I have a story to tell tonight of a friend of us. I think you gonna meet him in Nashville at the songwriting workshop. Maybe I'm talking about Butch Barrett Hartson, our friend, Vietnam veteran. Is a good friend of all of us. He is the proof that songs have the power to repair hearts and heal souls. And I tell also to our friends, you know about this, but I like to share this story with our friends. Butch kept in touch with you and with me all through this pandemic, and was a special moment for every one of us to really be in touch. And also he wanted me to play on his album, because Butch wrote many songs and decided to do an album. He is an old man, and is his first album, so there was a lot of courage in this operation. So he asked me to support him with the violin and the viola, and obviously I did it, and I play on every song on his album, and it's a really moving work of art. It's not only therapy, as you say, Mary. It's maybe therapeutic, but it's not therapy. It's art. And so tonight I want to read. I want to do something different for the finale. I can't sing his songs because he is the perfect voice for this song. He's an old man telling stories about Vietnam and telling about himself today, and he really has the courage to do this. And by the way, the album is really naked: guitar, vocals, violin. That's all, like it should be for an album like this. But I want to read one lyric by this man because he is really a truth teller. This song is called "I Have." It seems simple, but it's deceptively simple. It's so intense and true. I have felt the air break as the bullets passed my skin. I have felt the bullet as it stops against my chin. And I never want to feel those things again. I have seen the dust fly as the bullet hit at my feet. And I have seen the fear in a man's eyes in battle. And I never want to see those things again. I have heard the cries of the wounded as they lie, and I have heard the silence of man when he dies. And I never want to hear those things again. I never want to see war again. That's all. And we don't need more words. That's perfect. And this is Butch. So this is so uh, real, and I, so it's simple, but it's not simple to really tell this thing. And there is a image also that is for me unique when he hears the silence of a man when he dies.
Mhm.
That's something unusual, because when somebody dies, you think about crying, about the noises and the silence of a man when he dies. So this is what he can hear. So this is um, an incredible image. So I wanted to do this tribute to Butch tonight, and to thank you, Mary, also for putting us in touch, because it was something that helped him, but helped me too, because it was so great to be connected in this thing, and to do this together. So thank you, Mary. Thank you, Butch. That's what I wanted to say for my last my last thing. So it's a tribute to Butch. I love this
And
man.
for folks who don't know, they can go to your Facebook page, and you posted, you did quite a long a writing about Butch with some photographs about the process of the record this week or last week. So folks can go check that out and
Yes,
see
last
see
week
what.
you can see a picture of Butch and me a few years ago, I guess 3 years ago, at Rocky Mountains. By the way, I miss so much Rocky Mountains, and my God, I can't believe I'm not there. But I don't want to be dramatic today, but it's a drama not to be there.
We
It's
My
want
worth the
God.
drama.
we
It's
want you with us
yeah.
so bad next week.
Yeah.
It's just so hard that you're not going to be with us this year, but I know the next time we go, you will be with us.
I hope
And
so.
I remember when Butch joined our group, and we worked with him on his songs, and I remember connecting you and Butch, and in fact Butch gave me his Medal of Valor to wear
I
uh,
remember.
to the
To the
Grammys
Grammys, yeah.
from the Vietnam War. It's an old medal, and he said, "I don't have any use for this anymore." And he gave it to me, and I wore it on my jacket to the Grammys. I have no valor of that sort, but I honored him to wear it, and I'm so proud that you're on his record, um, and excited that he made a record in his 70s. It
Yes,
takes a lot of
yes.
courage. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of courage, and it's an incredible record, because he's really vulnerable. He sings with a voice of an old man, but it's like the old Johnny Cash. I like more the old Johnny Cash than the young Johnny Cash. When you can hear all the cracks, all the age in his voice when he's frail, and Butch has the courage to admit that he's frail, and so he can be strong. So it's a transformation that I saw. So I really wanted to share this story with our friend tonight for the finale, because it's a proof of the healing power of song, like Mary says in her book. Because this uh, was something like a miracle for Butch to put this part of his life in some perspective, and I know that this song will be heard because they are a great song and they are true. So that's it. So, that said, I will miss this Sunday's meeting. Also because maybe you have to tell this here in Europe and in Italy, the process is not so quick like in US. So, for example, I have a few concerts going on. I'm not really on the road. Yes, I have one, but the second one in something like 1 year and a half next Sunday. But it's really 1, 2, 3, 4 concerts in months and months and months. So it's really, really slow process for now. But I keep faith. Maybe things will go better. I also will put out an album before the end of the year. So this is an act of faith at this point to put out an album, but I won't believe that I will perform it live. So I really hope, and I invite all our friends to keep in touch, and I will let them know about this and other thing. I want to thank everybody because this is the finale. It's really difficult to remember everybody, but everyone that connected really helped me. Many acts of love happened. So, and I learned to accept this act of love. So I learned to be loved in this year and a half. I remember, for example, Darden Smith that made an auction for one of his painting to help me. Our friend Bruno and Francisca that are constantly helping us. So thank you, Bruno and Francisca. But there are also lesser things, a few little things, but every little thing really helped because I could have through these Sundays an idea of community. I was not alone. I changed my life here in Italy. I moved from one part to another part. I changed my situation in many ways. I'm living in a different house than I was living at the beginning of the pandemic. But I never felt alone in this roaming and wandering. It wasn't an empty space. It was full of love. So that was my speech for today. I guess it's enough.
There have been thousands and thousands of acts of generosity in our direction over this last 16 months. And there's not enough words to express the gratitude for the amount of support we've all felt through this live stream. It's been incredible. We just are overwhelmed with gratitude, and we look forward to the three of us getting back on the road and seeing all of you in your town as we start traveling again over the next God knows when. But we're going to see Michele in 1, 2, 3 weeks in Denmark.
Yes.
For the Thunder Folk Festival. And then we'll see how it goes when I think in August, when flights are opened up from Europe to the States, I think we'll be able to bring you back over here.
I hope so.
We'll meet. We're meeting people every night at the shows that have been on the stream. So that's so nice to meet people in person and to it's like a reunion. Yeah. So Maestro, we love you. We love you.
I love you too. Thank you, Mary, and thank you, Jaimee, for your great art and for your help every week. And I can't wait to listen to your new album.
Thank you. Thanks for playing on it.
Thanks for playing on it. It sounds great.
I can't wait to listen. I can't wait.
Love you.
Ciao.
Ciao,
everybody. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Welcome to Italy.
Welcome to Italy. T-shirts.
People have spoken.
We need the shirts.
Might be calling Brad Bond later today.
I'll think about the joy inside your laughter. I'll think about your hand inside mine. I'll think about the softness of your sweet skin as I try not to think about time. I'll think about my arms wrapped all around you. I'll think about the kindness in your eyes. I'll think about how you showed up on my doorstep when I was trying not to think about time. So many roads, so many towns between us, so many nights, so many stairs to climb, so many thoughts to think as I miss you, and I try not to think about time. I'll think about your candlestick fingers on my skin. I'll think about the shiver in your side. I'll think about how much I wanna kiss you as I try not to think about time. So many nights, so many towns between us, so many stairs to climb, so many thoughts to think as I miss you, And I try not to think about time. I will try not to think about time. Remember when we played that at the beginning of the pandemic, how it meant one thing, which was, I guess, going into shutdown, not knowing when we were going to see anybody again, and now it means something else. What?
You have an eyelash that's about to go in your eye.
I have an eyelash going in my eye?
Yeah, it's stuck to your glasses now, so it's not less dangerous, but
Oh,
that was going to hurt if it
oh,
landed.
she saved my eye. Could have been blinded by that eyelash. Thank you.
It was really,
It was
going
going
on the
in.
edge.
Razor sharp, razor sharp. Thank you. Oh my God. Let me read one more thing. Several years ago, an elderly gentleman stood waiting at the end of an autograph line after I played a show in London. Bent forward from time and struggle, he walked with the aid of a silver-handled walking stick. With a long white beard trimmed to a point just above his chest, black-framed trapezoid eyeglasses, a gray gangster-style fedora, a white gauze summer shirt, no collar, and a buttoned-up vest with a pocket watch chain, he looked like Sigmund Freud. I met the intensity of his eyes and waited for him to speak. He stood for a long moment, looking at me, tears glistening. Then he softly said, "I'm here to thank you, Mary. I live in Switzerland. Today, I came back to London for the first time in 70 years. Today, I went to the place where I was sexually abused when I was 4. You have no idea the impact of your music, the courage it gives people. I want to thank you. I want to express my gratitude. Can you love someone in a moment?" I think so. Yeah, you can. My heart swung open as I took in the beauty of this brave man standing in front of me. I loved him. I reached for his hand and I held it. I told him I hoped he could find peace from his childhood abuse. He nodded yes. He thinks he can now. He leaned across the table and kissed my cheeks, one and then the other. He smiled a half smile. Then he slowly walked away. It's a good life, this troubadour life that we live, going from town to town. The traveling is hell, and the stage time is heaven. And that's how it works. We get beat up on airplanes, in bad hotel rooms,
On I-35.
on I-35,
specifically.
driving highways that are terrifying, where you have to cross 6 lanes of angry traffic and then cross it again. And then we get to the venue, and most of the time we get centered and we're able to connect in real time with live audience, town to town. I hope we see you in your town soon. Thanks for being part of our pandemic family here online, for all of the tips you've thrown us every week. It's kept us going. The kindness, the generosity, the good words in the comments, the connection, it's meant a lot to us. And you tell us it's meant a lot to you too. We built a thing here, and we'll be back. We just can't do it immediately because of the travel schedule. So we don't want to do it unprofessionally. Not that this is professional, but there's too many variables on the road that we can't control, including bad wireless signals and moving vehicles and stuff like that. So I hope you'll get my book. You can get it on my website. They're signed, and we're shipping them out every day off of my website, marygauthier.com. We are on a book tour of sorts, traveling with cases and cases of books in the car, going town to town, lugging them in, and sometimes lugging them back out. And it's a good life. And Jaimee has been tremendous helping me with driving and at this merch table selling books and breaking down the stage and all of the digital technical stuff here on the live stream all year. You have been a godsend. You continue to be the most incredible support to me, and I'm going to return that when your record comes out. We sequenced her record in the car driving to Houston from Austin. I got a pretty good sense of the sequence of the songs. So we're in the closing stages of her new record. If you want to be part of the Jaimee Harris next phase, please become a patron on her Patreon. She is
Lots of good stuff coming
in the
this week.
process of releasing new stuff to the patrons, and this is an exciting time for her because her second record is almost completed, and patrons will have inside information and inside stuff.
Yeah, and today I actually sent out a video. It's a panel that I was on for Woody Fest with Glenn Hansard from The Frames. And
Good old Glenn, isn't he
yeah.
sweet?
Oh my gosh, he was incredible.
Yeah,
So that's up there, and we got.
He's a leprechaun. I think he's a leprechaun.
He did it. He did the interview from inside of a barn that he built that day. Well, he built two sides of it. The rest of it was open, in rural France. It was incredible. But yeah, there's lots of good stuff coming on the Patreon this week. Dropping in photos and videos and.
Hop on to patreon.com/Jaimee Harris.
Thank you.
Join the Jaimee Harris Patron Club. Please be on our mailing list. We'll let you know when we're going to do another live stream. It'll be a few weeks, if not months, but we will do this again. We'll certainly do one for the release of Jaimee's record, and we'll let you know if we're coming to your town. Thanks again, everybody. We love all of you. Thanks for building this little community to get us through this pandemic. We're not through it yet. We're very aware of the spiking numbers and the risk to people who haven't been vaccinated and to some who have or getting it. We are taking precautions as we go town to town and being extremely careful. Y'all be careful too. We love y'all, and we'll see you when we see you. May eternity hold you in the hollow of her hand. May a soft wind enfold you as you travel distant lands. May the moon and stars delight you as the daylight dims, till the morning sun warms your face, till I see you again. May you lay down your struggle beneath a silver sky. May a summer rain inside your dream sing a lullaby. May there be no more sorrow, no more pain. May you sleep sleep inside the stillness of the night till I see you again. Never be a stranger. May you never feel alone. May you reunite with family and friends. May they walk you home. May love embrace you in a dance that never ends. May you rest in gentle arms till I see you again. May you rest in gentle arms till I see you again. Thanks, everybody. Till we see you again, please be safe. Take good care.